Hi guys, starting a pig farm seems like a dream come true, and especially when you're working full-time, and for me it's been a dream come true. However, one thing that you would want to take note of is the fact that when you are at it for some time, it soon becomes very obvious that it is not without its own challenges. And yes, you are going to face a number of challenges when you choose to start your pig farm if you have it while you work at a 9 to 5, And so in this video, I am going to be sharing with you my experiences as someone working 9 to 5 and starting a pig farm on the side. It will be an exciting ride from here. So if you're looking forward to this, please take a moment, click on the like button, and then subscribe and turn on your notification. This will help someone who wants to start a pig farm business on the side learn from my mistakes and not fall into the same pits that I stumbled into. It could save somebody a lot of money. So please do your best and then like the video and then share it with your friends. I'm Aaron from Esho Pig Farms. Now, so officially I started this farm on the 20th of January 2024. Now, but that is not the true history. In fact, on January 20th, 2024, the first animal came into this farm. However, before that, I had conceived the idea of starting a pig farm in 2011. So it took me 13 years trying to start a perfect farm, and nothing actually got done. I watched videos, went for trainings, tried to make sure that I started on a good note. And look, let me tell you this, all of these things, they don't produce results. So if you want results, if you want something done, just be like Nike, just do it, start. And when you start, you would make your own mistakes along the way, and there will be lessons that you will definitely learn. There is nothing like having a hands-on experience if you're looking to embark on this journey. So I would like to encourage you, if you have a 9 to 5 job and you want to delve into pig farming, get the right information and then go ahead and start. When you start, things will begin to fall in place. You realize your mistakes. You can get helpers or consultants to help you along the way, but what is important is that start. Again, I repeat, start. You can't start a perfect pig farm, so start. Yes, so first and foremost, I trusted farmers, which is something I shouldn't have done. But this was because we had been talking, myself and the farmers, and when it was time to part with money, I parted with money, and I brought in the animals. But over time, I realized that some of the animals I brought in were not giving me what I was expecting to get from them. And so this raised questions or doubts on my mind. And it wasn't long before I started realizing that the truth is that there are many farmers who don't actually know the breed of animals they have. All that they know is that they are starting a pig farm. And let me say this, you don't need purebred animals to start your pig farm. You just need good breed of animals so that you can raise them to full term, 6 months, get the requisite size or weight, and then sell them off for profit. But if you are interested in purebred animals, then you would have to trace the history of the animal. For example, you may have to trace the parents and then up to the grandparents, or you see the farms they are coming from. If you can trace it to a reputable breeding farm, then you can be somewhat sure that the animals that you have on you are going to buy are actually what you are told they are. And also to cut off all these in-betweens, just go straight directly to the breeders, reputable breeders, if you have them in your area. But if you don't have them in your area, then you would have to go with these farmers who work with these reputable breeders and then get these animals from there, because you are sure that if they got these animals from there, then what these breeders tell them is actually what it is. We don't have a lot of the capability to do DNA testing and all that for animals to tell their breeds. So yes. And why do I say that some of the farmers sincerely don't know what they have? So you may see a farmer who tells you that a particular spotted animal is a Duroc, but Durocs are not spotted animals. Or you may see a farmer tell you that a particular animal is a landrace, and the characteristics or the features of that animal are completely different from that of a landrace, and this farmer is telling you in all sincerity. So someone can be sincere and still be sincerely wrong. Do you get it? So for you to cut off all the error, follow the history. If you follow the history, you would reduce your probability of making an error. Now, the second mistake I made, which was a very serious mistake, for me, is the fact that I hired someone without taking note of all the complications that could arise with their living arrangements. So my farmhand lived on the farm, and when you have something like this, and it's a rented property isolated from town, so when you have someone like that, it becomes very complicated. Firing the person becomes very, very difficult, and so it becomes a very complicated thing, especially when this person doesn't do the things you tell them. You give him a particular mix of animals, a particular mix of feed for animals, and then they tend to do whatever they like. They give them a different quantity from what you have told them to give. It's messy. There have been many times that I have come from work unannounced, just to see that the animals have not been fed and their water has not been changed, and their pen has been so dirty. And then I have thought of sacking this guy, but it's like I'm being held to ransom because he lives there and he doubles as a security for my animals. So now when you sack him, what happens to the animals? When you bring in somebody else, can you be sure that these animals will be safe? It becomes a complicated thing. So this is something that you should watch out for. Now, because of this, very soon I'm moving to my own place. Where I have a farmhouse, where I'll be in control of the people or the hands that I employ to work on my farm, and all that, to take away the difficulty in having to sack someone who is unsackable. So what do I advise? If you want to employ someone, you must have a clearly written out contract. Duties should be spelled out clearly. Failure to perform duty, punishments that comes to failure to perform duties should also be spelled out very clearly, so that everybody knows what skin they have in their game, so that when somebody's not doing their work, they know the consequences that comes with it. Don't just employ somebody and assume that they would know what to do, and then you tell them to do things and then they end up not doing it. So you have to watch this out. You have to be very mindful of this, and then have a contract. It's very good if this contract is written out and both parties sign up to it. Well, the next thing that I would want to say is that always test and make improvements. Set personal targets that you want to hit. So for example, you may decide that I want to get my feed to take my animals to this weight at this time. So maybe you are targeting 20 kg for a 2-month-old pig. That's an 8-week-old pig, and then you work at it until you get there. So if the first time you didn't get it, provided that you have a good breed animals, so if you work at it and the first time you didn't get it, then you look at what adjustments you can make, and then note the improvements that the adjustments has added to your feeding regime. And so that's one thing that you have to do. But don't start off with a complicated formula. Start with the basics. You need corn, you need soybean meal, you need, if you have fish meal, great. If you don't have fish meal, you can get synthetic lysine and methionine to help them develop their muscles as tender piglets, then you scale up from there. Then when you go to growers, you know that, I need to reduce the protein by this amount, but always make sure that the essential nutrients needed by the pig are available to the pig in the right proportions. Note the right proportions, because when you don't have them in the right proportions, you may not get the required weight that you're desiring, and your pigs may end up spending more time on your farm, costing you more money. And so do not start off trying to create a very complicated formula, because I can guarantee that if you are in Nigeria, Ghana, and you are an upstart farmer, it's very likely that you don't have a lab to test the ingredients, to test the nutritional components of each ingredient and all that. So just start with the basics: maize, soybean meal. Maize, soybean meal. If you have GNC, great. If you have you will need lysine methionine, but then you will also need premix, that's vitamin premix. These are basic things that you would need. Then you can begin to make adjustments based on what you have available. If fish meal is cheaper in your place, you can look at how you include that into the mix and all that. And so yes, in a separate video, I'll show you how to formulate feed, but that's not what I'm telling you now. What I'm telling you right now is that when I started, I wanted to make I wanted to save on a lot of cost. It was a bad idea. Don't do the same thing. Get it right first. Make sure your pigs grow in the expected way. Then you can begin to make adjustments to your feed, trying to cut down the cost. When you note that your original pig feed formula has given you the results that you want, but the profit margins are low, then you can now think of what you can do to reduce the cost of the feed and then increase your profit margin. At the end of the day, you are in business for profit. Nobody's in business for a loss. So yes, but if you think that you can make profits by cutting corners from the get-go, you would end up spending a lot of time with the pigs. The more they stay on your farm, the more you are paying for labor, the more you are paying for feed and all that. At the end of the day, it doesn't really make economic sense. The more you are paying for rent, it doesn't make economic sense to keep them for that long. So yes, hack the system, get it right. How the pigs give birth. Get it right. How the pigs attain a certain growth based on the feed formula that you give them. Then once you hack that system, know the cycle of your pigs, at what stage to give them what feed. It will help you very much to do that. If you're on this platform for some time, we'll be doing a lot of calculations on how to save on your costs and all that. I would just like you to be there. So if you are really interested, or you've gotten value so far from the things that I have shared with you, I'd like you to encourage this channel. It is new. This is the first time I'm doing this, and so I don't really know. I don't really know what to do, but to share just my experience and let you know the things that I'm encountering along the way. If you think that it's been helpful, please support this channel, give us a like and a thumbs up, and then I'll see you in the next video. I promise you the next video is going to be great and you're going to like it. So turn on the notification bell and as you like this video, and also leave me a comment. Let me know where you are watching from and what questions you have. I'll be very happy to engage with you in the comment section. Till then, again, start your farm or eat pork right.